Today's recipe is pav of pav bhaji. So to make pav, we need the following ingredients. Here I have 1¼ cup of milk. I have 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2¼ teaspoon of active dry yeast, which is around 8 grams. Here I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, which is around 450 grams, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of oil. Any cooking oil will do, and I will be using 3 tablespoons of soft butter. So first step to make pav is to activate the yeast, and to do this we will activate the yeast with milk and sugar. So what I'll do now is I will warm this milk. We need lukewarm milk. So if you have a candy thermometer like I do, I will be using this to measure the heat of my milk. So if you're using a candy thermometer, the milk should be anywhere between 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius. If you have your milk very hot, it will kill the yeast. So you need to have lukewarm milk, which means when you touch the milk, it's not too hot for you to touch it. And let's start activating the yeast. I have just warmed the milk in my microwave, and here the temperature, let's check whether it's 110. You can see it's almost right. So this temperature will work for me. Now I will add my yeast. And I'll add sugar. Sugar works as food for this yeast to activate. I'll add the sugar, give it a good stir, and I will let this sit for a minimum of 10 minutes till the yeast activates and till bubbles form over the top. Now if that doesn't happen, you need to discard this milk and start the process all over again, otherwise your dough will not rise at all. So I'll let this sit for 10 minutes and be right back. It's been exactly 10 minutes since I let this yeast rise with the milk and sugar. Now I will use this with the flour and the butter and the oil to make a nice soft dough for the pav. So let's start working on the dough. I've added 3 cups of flour to my mixing bowl. Now I'll add in the salt and just give it a little stir. I'll also add in my oil. Mix it a bit. Now I'll add in my active dry yeast. We'll start kneading the dough. I'll knead this dough for at least 7 minutes. It's been 7 minutes since this dough has been kneading, and it's soft and nice. Now at this point of time, I'll add in my butter. I'll add in 3 tablespoons of butter, and we will knead the butter with the dough to make it even softer. First I'll add in a tablespoon of butter, and let's start kneading the dough. I'll add in my 2nd tablespoon of butter, and I'll knead it again in this stand mixer, And once I add all my butter, then I'll finally knead it with my hands to mix the butter well with the dough. Finally, the last tablespoon of butter. Now I will knead this dough finally with my hands. Now I'll knead this dough till it's smooth and the butter is well mixed. Continue kneading till the dough becomes a bit smooth. This takes around 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how quick the dough comes together. Now I'll place this dough in a deep dish. I'll cover it with cling film and let it rise for a minimum of 2 hours. I'll keep this in a warm place for it to rise. It's been exactly 2 hours since I kept this dough for rising. You can see it's risen so well. Now I'll just remove it. I'll remove the cling film and I'll just punch into the dough to release the air that has formed in those 2 hours. And I'll just place it on my board. So just release the air. And now I will divide this dough into equal portions. So shape it into even sized balls, just pinching it like this towards the center. This is how it should form. So I'll shape all the same way. Now after shaping the dough, I'll place the dough in a greased bowl. So here I've greased my bowl already. So now place the shaped dough into a greased bowl and I will just place it next to each other and I will keep this for another 40 minutes till it rises again. So I'll wait for it to rise. Even if they're touching each other, that's fine. If they don't touch each other, that's also fine, because once it rises, it's going to expand. So this bowl, I'm going to show you how I will apply an egg wash over this before baking. So egg wash will make the top of the pav or this bread darker. And I'll also show you how it will look with just milk when I apply milk in over the dough. So this dough I will leave it for egg wash, and this dough, this bowl is again greased. I have used oil, you can use butter, you can use whatever you want, and I'll just place this dough here, and when this rises the second time I'll apply milk in this for this dough batch and egg wash for this dough batch, and I'll show you the difference. It's been 40 minutes since I left this dough to rise. I'll uncover it. What I've done is I've also preheated my oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 204 degrees Celsius. I will bake this dough or the pav for anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes or till it's done. Every oven is different, so you need to see what works best in your oven. So in this bowl I'm going to apply egg wash over the prepared dough, and here I'm going to apply milk. So first I'll start with applying milk. So just gently apply milk all over. Now next I will apply egg wash. So for that what we need is 1 egg yolk. It's separated from the egg white. Please do not use egg white here. So just 1 egg yolk. To this I'll add in 1 teaspoon of milk. I'll just add in milk and whisk it. Now this is done. I'll start brushing the top of this pavs with the egg wash. With light hands, brush the top. Now I'll place this on the top rack of my oven, and I will bake it anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes or till it's done. So let's start baking. The pavs look done. At this point of time I will remove it from the oven. I have just taken out the pav from the oven. It took me around 15 minutes to bake them. Now what I'll do is I'll butter the top of the pav immediately. Just spread butter evenly. So you can see with the egg wash the top is darker, and with the milk it's a bit lighter. Now what I like doing is, once I put butter, again I'm just applying butter all over the pav. What I'll do is I'll cover the pav with damp cloth, and I let this be like this covered till the entire pav cools down. So I'm adding this damp cloth because it will lock in the moisture and it will make my pav a little more softer. It's been actually 15 minutes since I placed this wet paper towel over the pavs, also known as the Indian bun. So I'll just remove the paper towels because they've already been dried out. Now I'll show you how soft the pav is. And if I just press it, it just bounces back. You can see how nicely the pavs have cooked. I'll remove it from this dish and I will break into one of the pavs to show you how it's done. I've just removed the pavs from the dish and you can see how nice and soft they are. I'll apply some butter over this. Now these are big pavs. You can always shape them into 12 pieces. I have got 9, and they look like burger buns, and this look like pavs. So now what I'll do is I'll apply some butter over the top of these pavs, and I'll tear into one of them to show you how nicely it's cooked from the inside. I've just buttered the pav. Now I'll break into one and I'll show you how nicely it's cooked from the inside. You can see how soft, it's so soft. The pav is soft, and just break into it and you can see it's cooked so well from the inside. You can have this pav with bhaji, known as pav bhaji. We make a combination of bhaji, mixed vegetables. For the recipe of bhaji for this pav, please click on the link mentioned in the description box below. You can have this with keema, also known as keema pav. For the recipe of keema, please click on the link mentioned in the description box below. If there's even vadas, you can have vada pav. So this is a very versatile dough. And now these look like burger buns, and I'll show you how nicely these are also cooked from the inside. I'll show you how nicely they're cooked. Now you can even have it with a burger cutlet and enjoy it as a burger bun too. I would like to show you how I have doubled my recipe for this pav, and I have used 6 cups of flour to make this pav. So in the previous clip you must have noticed that my pavs are very big in size, and if you shape it smaller you could get it at least 12 pavs out of that recipe. That I have shaped the pav into smaller size as compared to my previous clip where you see my pavs are really big and I could only shape 9 out of that recipe. Here what I've done is I've doubled my recipe. When I put my yeast for activating, I left the yeast with milk and sugar for minimum of 20 minutes so that the yeast could activate correctly. Now with this quantity of 6 cups of flour, I could make 28 pavs with this size of pav, and this is my 28th pav. You can see it's a little too big because I've got some spare dough, so I've just made it into like a bun and I've stuffed it with the bhaji for the pav bhaji. So now what I'll do is I will egg wash this pav. Like I showed you earlier, it's egg yolk and milk. So I'll just, this is egg yolk and milk. Here I've added a little extra milk. If you want, you can add only 1 tablespoon of milk and that will do. I'll just whisk it. Now I'm not applying milk over this pav batch, because what I feel is the milk dries out my pav over the top, and I prefer the egg wash. So it's all up to you if you want to do the egg wash or you want to continue doing the milk. So I'll just apply the egg wash all over. In the meanwhile, I've also preheated my oven again at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will bake this anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, or depending on when my pav is ready. So after 15 minutes I'm going to check, turn my oven light on to check if my pav is ready to remove from the oven. Now every oven temperature is different. The heat circulates differently in all ovens. Mine is a gas burning oven. So if you're preheating your oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and immediately place this pav in, then it will take a bit longer for the pavs to bake. But if you let the oven preheat, even after it's preheated, and you let the heat circulate for an additional 10 minutes, the pavs might bake even a little quicker. So I just want to show you how the different sizes of pav can be made with the different quantities of flour. So I will be mentioning the double batch also down in my description box. The ingredients will remain the same, just measurements will change. So now I'll just place this in the oven and I'll let it bake, and once it's baked I'll show you how it looks. These pavs look ready. It's been exactly 18 minutes since it's been baking. You can see that's the extra pav I left here on the right, and the rest are baked so well. This is my gas oven. Now at this point of time I'll remove it from the oven and I'll show you what I do next with it. Applied butter well all over the pav, and what I'll do now is I've taken a kitchen towel, I've wet it with water. So I'm going to cover these pavs till they cool down with the damp kitchen towel. So what happens is this kitchen towel will lock in the moisture into these pavs and will make the pavs soft. It's been 10 minutes since I've covered this pav with the damp kitchen towel. Now I'll remove it and I'll show you how soft and nice the pavs look. When I just press it down, you can see it bounces up. Just press it down, bounces. So now I'll just break one pav and I'll show you how it feels. So I'll break one from here and see how well it's cooked. If I just, still a little hot, if I just open it, you can see it's so nicely cooked. Breaking another one, you can see first of all it's so soft and nice, it bounces back up, and when I tear it, it's still hot inside. You can see how well this pav has been cooked. So you can enjoy this pav with whatever you like. I've also got this pav in which I filled up pav bhaji. If you want, I can break and I'll show you how soft and nice it is. I'll just break and show you how it looks from the inside. See how nicely it's cooked all over. I didn't fill up too much in this, but this is how it looks. So pav or Indian buns are ready to serve. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please click on the bell icon for notification of my latest videos, and thank you for watching. Enjoy!